Yeah, Manu, you are handicapped by vision.
Yes.
What is the percentage of your PWD?
Sir, it is 100%.
100%. Uh, Let me tell you, I'm very happy, despite the fact that you have such a big, obstacle. You have prepared well. It is visible in your responses to the board president and one of the members also. Okay, I would like to make a personal mention of that. But when I was going through your DAF, I have noticed few. I could use about probably controversies also. Like you have been a student of political science in BA, you have done MA political science, and you have kept Indian Foreign Service as the 10th option.
Yes.
Why is it so?
Sir, I wanted to opt for Indian Foreign Service, but in the firm vacancies list that was released by UPSC and DOPT, there were no vacancies available in my category. And there has been no precedence of any person from visually impaired community being selected in Indian Foreign Service.
So in the past, it hasn't happened?
No, sir, it hasn't.
No. So is there any, but written, there is no denial of foreign service to anyone, no?
Yes, sir, but the vacancies released does not mention.
Does not mention any. Okay, good.
So, but I think I am quite optimistic, and I would use the same capabilities of international relations in any duty that I get as a civil servant, because there are increasing instances of paradiplomacy.
Okay. So tell me one thing, Manu. Now that you are a student of international relations, and I presume that you have studied this subject in depth.
Yes, sir.
When I make a comparative analysis of foreign policy between India and China,
Yes, sir.
I am much behind. Even if I keep the financial muscle power of China aside,
Yes.
be it policy perspective, be it engagement perspective, I actually stand nowhere in comparison. Be it Africa, be it Asia, be it Southeast Asia, be it Central Asia, be it Europe for that matter. Where are we lacking when we compare with ourselves, our foreign policy with China?
Sir, I won't put it as lacking. We are improving much, and the China basically resorts to a wolf warrior diplomacy where it is quite aggressive by putting its national interests in front of the world. But the current world is demystified with China's motives, and they are not basically trying. They are not basically buying up the Chinese narrative, and whereas on the other side, Indian foreign policy is quite accepted and quite revered all around the world.
See, whether they are buying the Chinese narrative or not, but they are engaging. Be it trade, be it defense, be it political engagement, be it diplomacy, be it soft power, everything. They may not be buying it, but they have been successful in selling it.
Yes.
Then how do you counter that? How do you counter such an aggressive neighbor? Let's say, for example, if I have to draw a reference, you have a neighborhood first policy, right?
Yes.
All your neighbors, your adversary is much more deeply integrated than you. What are you doing about it?
Sir, India is trying to have steps. For example, we are focusing on our domestic capabilities by the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative or by the PLI initiative. So we are proving out to be a democratic alternative to China's manufacturing hub. And we also are engaging with other partners. For example, the recent inclusion of African Union in the fold of G20, according to me, was a great step to increase India's soft power and policy.
But I would see it only as a cosmetic effort and outcome both. China has got 50 universities set up in 55 countries of Africa.
Yes.
They have political colleges in Africa. You make a trade comparison between China and Africa, India and Africa, it is hardly comparable even. So how do you call your narrative to be working?
Sir, Indian narrative is working because the world is quite optimistic about India's growth. We might have started late than China. China had its open door policy in 1978. We had it in 1991. But we are also coping fast, and the recent GDP growth rates of India is a good thing that gives hope.
Okay. Achha, tell me something about the Khalistan issue. What's happening? Why is it that this issue is getting traction outside India but not within India?
Sir, I am of a belief that the Sikh community, especially in India, is quite nationalist and does not subscribe to the Khalistani issue. However, in foreign lands, for example, Canada and USA, there have been political support by the regimes to the Khalistani movement. So thereby they are gaining attraction and traction in Canada.
Is there any geopolitics also playing?
Yes, sir, definitely. I would say that there is some geopolitics in the case of Khalistan, as US is using Khalistani individuals like Gurpatwant Singh Pannu to arm twist India and to fall in line.
You are from Rajasthan, right?
Yes, sir.
You share border with Punjab?
Yes.
Any district you can name which borders with Punjab?
Sir, Nagar district.
Nagar district.
And one more.
Sir, I'm not sure.
Surtgarh?
Hanuman Garg.
Achha, tell me one thing, Manu. Recently there was an. If we see do you follow the Punjab politics?
Sir, not much, but too little.
Can you throw some light on Amritpal Singh's election?
Yes, sir.
What is his background and how come people voted a person with such background to power?
Sir, Amritpal Singh as an individual has a checkered history, but in the recent national elections of 2024, he got elected. I think he was able to sell his narrative, and he was able to.
What was the narrative that he sold?
So the narrative he sold was to have a better Punjab and to have better facilities. Some of our views is also controversial when it comes to separating out Khalistan from India.
Oh. So tell me one thing, Manu, because I feel you're the best person to give a message for the youth, assuming that you get All India first rank.
Yes.
What would be your message to the youth?
So my message to the youth would be to continue to strive towards their goal and not to back down and not to be distracted by external influences. I would also tell them not to fall in traps like narcotics, which I feel is a grave threat. Secondly, I would also tell them to respect the women around. As I see the crimes against women, the cases of crimes against women rising in India, and I'm particularly very perplexed when I see those cases.
Okay. So tell me one occasion or one time when you felt that things are not happening as per your plan, and you felt demotivated, depressed. What did you do to come out of that particular mood or emotion?
Sir, I remember in the initial times when I was diagnosed with this disability, in my 8th and 9th class, I felt particularly quite depressed, but the support of my mother and my family motivated me to get out of it and to work towards my goal.
You've written one statement in your DAF reflecting with your mother. Why not with father?
Sir, my parents have been separated when I was 2 years old, so I'm living only with my mother.
Okay, and you have written the profession of father not known, that's the reason why you have written.
Yes.
Okay. Achha, tell me one last question I wanted to ask you. The people who suffer with depression, is it safe to make a statement that they lack emotional intelligence?
No, sir, I won't say that, because what a person is going through is his individual ordeal, and it is very difficult to say that he is not having proper emotional intelligence.
Okay, so it is momentary basically?
No, sir, it can be a long drawn depression also.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Manu. One day is celebrated internationally as a disabled days. Can you highlight that why it is celebrated and what is the source of creation, or who declared this day as a day of disabled days?
Sir, recently 4th January was celebrated as the International Disability Day, as it was the birth anniversary of Louis Braille, who invented the Braille script.
Okay. So is there any convention under the guidance of UN?
Yes, sir. There is the UN CRPD Act, which is the United Nations Convention on the Right of Person with Disability 2006.
No, UN convention. United Nations passed any convention?
Yes, sir. The 2006 convention is the only convention which I can think of.
Okay. So in India, can you name any law?
Yes, sir. It is the Rights of Person with Disability Act 2016, which was made in line with the UN CRPD convention.
Yes. So can you name what is the when this day is celebrated, what is the main focus?
So the main focus is to have sensitization in the people with non-disability, so that they can better understand the issues being faced by PWD candidates. So secondly, the focus is also on distributing accessible technology, and for example, like hearing aids and walking sticks, white cane sticks, to make the life easier.
So when there is a convention and India is a party to that convention, then who can make law on that convention?
Sir, the international convention is non-binding on states, because countries being sovereign and the international law having no backing of force. However, India has passed a national convention, a domestic law, the RPWD Act, to give action to the provisions of the international convention.
No, my question is, can Rajasthan legislature, Rajasthan Assembly or Rajasthan legislature can pass the law?
Yes, sir, it can pass, and
Can make the law if it is India is signatory to any convention?
No, sir, I don't think if India's convention, if India is signatory, then they can make. But as a body which is elected, they can form the law in their own right.
Okay. So Parliament can also make laws?
Yes, sir.
So can you highlight any provision where it is written?
The Parliament making laws.
If there is a conflict, how someone can come to the conclusion that who is at the right place? If
So if there is a conflict between the national and the domestic laws,
no, where it is written that who is competent to make the law on which matter?
so the Parliament is competent because it enjoys the public legitimacy and the vote of the people.
Legislature is not comes in that domain.
So legislature also is competent.
Okay. So constitutional law and constitution is same thing?
So constitution is the broader social document that came into force on 26 January, whereas constitutional law can be certain judgments of the Supreme Court also, which give effect to the constitution.
Okay, so which is broader?
Sir, I would say the constitution is broader because it has the broader principles and the broader provisions.
So can you highlight certain provision of constitution which deals with disabled persons or which gives protection?
Sir, it is mentioned in the DPSPs to have proper provisions for the vulnerable sections, including the person with disabilities.
Under which article?
Sir, I'm not sure about the article.
Thank you.
Acha. So you have mentioned about the drugs.
Yes, sir.
There is a demand for some legalization of drugs, and there's some legalization in Rajasthan also to some extent. So, what is legalized, and what are your views on it? Whether some drugs should be legalized or not?
Sir, in my opinion, the drugs which are having some medical utility should only be legalized, and as it is already the case in India. The Narcotics and the Psychotropic Substances Act 1986 prohibits the ban and sale, manufacturing and possession of drugs, and I think we should continue with the same law.
But in Rajasthan, permits are given somebody or those who are addicts, they can get opium supply.
Sir, I'm not sure about the supply. Sir, I'm not sure about any such supply given.
Okay, because again, what you mentioned comes from the medical need only. If there is medical need, then in Rajasthan, you can just check. There are some they give permits, and of course the supply is limited. The last point is that in India, what do you think that as a country we should do to deal with Pakistan, better deal with Pakistan?
Yes, sir. So firstly, terror and talks cannot go together. So till the time Pakistan continues to have state-sponsored terrorism, our current policy of non-tolerance is the right step. However, at the sideline, there can be certain diplomacy, for example, the cricket diplomacy and some cricket matches being organized. But it should not come at the cost of Pakistan continuing its policy, current policy.
Have you heard about proxy war? What is that?
The proxy war is derived from the Zia doctrine of bleeding India by 1,000 cuts. Pakistan knows that it cannot win in a symmetric warfare. Therefore, it deploys non-state individuals like terrorists to attack India.
Have you heard about movie Shrikant?
Yes, sir.
So you liked about it?
Yes, sir. It was a movie based upon an entrepreneur who was facing the similar issues like me, and he traveled to the MIT and is currently running a great startup.
And in the movie, he said that I want to become the first blind president of India.
Yes, sir.
So, anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
Sir,
So just a couple of minutes. We'll we'll call you back. And how you take notes, I don't know. When we say something.
Sir, I mostly record in my mind, and at the home when I go, I type it on my phone.
So if we forget.